It's true. It's true. Some of us have really grown up in the digital landscape. I started with bulletin board systems playing Dungeons and Dragons, yes. I then moved on to AOL, You Got Mail. And the things I liked about those platforms then was it allowed me to be social. And I want you to think back as to when and how, if you used those platforms. Now, fast forward, MySpace came on the jam. Oh, and I met someone who did my hair for years, and I loved that girl to life. Absolutely loved her, right? And then we got like things like Black Planet. And then think about the devices we were on at that time, right? I thought I was doing it when I had my sidekick and I was chirping. Oh, and you couldn't tell me a thing when I had my BlackBerry Pearl, because you know what? Email was where it was at. Pause for that cause. Now, email was where it was at, but we still use something called the Yellow Pages. Where are the Yellow Pages at now? Where are those Yellow Pages at now? Sometimes my mom might be asking, "Ooh, girl, I need them Yellow Pages so I can find me a plumber." That's not how the world works today. No, now you are on social platforms that Facebook, right? Because you connected with your family and you would see meals that your auntie would put up and pictures of the baby. And now that's changed too, right? And then you probably jump to Instagram, right? Or even Snapchat. Maybe you're on Tumblr. But that was sticky, right? Because that's when you got to see things you liked or were interested in, not just things you looked at. And that's how social media has really grown up, if you stop and think about it, that it has evolved. You already probably have accessed Siri and Alexa asking them questions, right? We do. Think about the questions you've stopped and asked them. What's the weather today? Or you could be like, this is my budget. My son has some friends coming over. One is lactose intolerant, one is vegan, and the other, well, I just want them to eat something green. It's going to be a sleepover, so I need a few snacks as well. Give me what I need delivered, because we've lived through having things delivered. So if you stop and think about it, our social platforms have grown up. So shall we. So we shall need to get on with it, right? So there are a few things that you can do. You know, maybe you're thinking like, oh, I'm on social media, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on TikTok, I've got followers, but how? What's the next step? Well, you just gotta shift a little bit. Start using those fantabulous 9 to 5 skills that you partake in every day and shift them to the digital space. And that's where skill shift comes in. Because not only are we going to figure out the why, we're going to figure out the how so that it meshes. Because you want to get to a point where you're hiring people because your time is money as it is now, but you'll be able to be full-fledged on the parts that you enjoy. So if that means you've got to record content and get somebody from Fiverr to chop it down, that's great. Are you there yet? No, not really? That's okay. Well, there's applications that you can use. AI video. InVideo is one of them, or Descript is another one. And with those, you can make faceless videos. So there's no reason why you can't get to where you want to get to. You've got knowledge in you. I've worked in the hospital landscape for the last decade or so as an epic trainer, still doing so. And I see people who don't always want to be in their 9 to 5 race, right? They want to move on. And they're not quite sure how to get from that to this. Well, that's where I realized, I've been training people on workflows and soft skills for decades now. I can train and coach them. So that's what Skill Shift is about. You know, maybe you are a preceptor at your organization and perhaps the onboarding gave you some pains. That's knowledge right there that you can use and put out, and you can use your current content. Just learn how to use ChatGPT so you have your taglines, and then you're going to have your links and bios for your landing pages and just start funneling things there. You know, maybe the audience you want to attract is a younger audience, so you got to get used to TikTok, but you don't want to be doing the dances. That's okay, I get it. Learn how to make faceless reels. You'll learn how to make Canva one of your best friends. There's things you want to do and accomplish, but you've got a whole lot of things on your plate. Well, let's take it to ChatGPT and let's say we've got this, that on our plate, and this is how many hours, and this is our budget, and this is what we want to do, and this is what we accomplish, and boom, let it stick out a comprehensive, clarifying plan that we can commit to. And that's what we do at Skill Shift. And maybe you're somebody who works in the ER and you know some pitfalls of what people go through during the registration process. That's content gold right there. Perhaps you work in a billing office with codes all day, and you know certain codes that can get people the discount. See, that's back pocket knowledge right there. Or perhaps you work in HR and you know about HSA and you want to become an esthetician and you want to increase your customer base, so you learn how to take HSA payments. Or maybe you are a nurse and you know certain things. You've been doing it for years, and you guys got to take continuing education credits, and you know what? You can get certified to do that too. Did you know that? There's so much that you can do that you can continue to get paid for while you sleep. But you gotta start, right? You gotta start. And you have to have a why. And typically the why is you want to help people. And I see the why. I've experienced the why. I've been participating in the why. And every little effort that you make and take will get you to the next portion. It's not always going to be beautiful. It's not always going to be, bells and whistles. Sometimes it's going to be grit and dirty. And that's okay, because you know what? 98% of people aren't even going to do the start where you are with what you got. Who knew? We knew because we've seen it. We'll learn how to take our knowledge that we've already got out there. You can create a blog and a vlog and send it on out. So maybe you need to learn how to use your Google to put together an email list quickly. Because what happens if all these platforms go down? We use these platforms for marketing. So going forward, our back pocket knowledge is, hey, we're going to post with the intent to market, and we'll learn how to use our platforms accordingly. You know what, darlings? That's what I got for you for this video. Thanks for watching. Keep on liking. And as always, I appreciate you.